Hi everybody and welcome back to Dragon Creations. If you're new here, my name is Laurel and I love to create. And one of my favorite things, of course, to create is gnomes. And although it is not looking like spring outside at all right now where I am, we're going to pretend and we're going to create this adorable little gnome on a bike. He has his beautiful little spring flowers with him. He's looking all happy as can be. I just love him. I just picked up this little metal bike at Dollarama. We're going to paint it up though. I'm going to show you guys right now how you can make your very own little gnome on a bike. So let's get started. Here's our little metal bike from Dollarama. So we're just going to take some folk art paints. These I just picked up at Walmart. This is the satin finish paints I'm using today. They go on really nice and easy. There's already some kind of paint coating on these little metal bikes, so it takes the paint really easy. I was pretty happy about that. I was a little worried because I thought metal might be a little difficult to paint, but just one coat and it was covered. So I did just start off by painting the seat green, and then I went in with some black and painted the wheels and gave the handlebars a little bit of grip there. And then we just went in with some purple and I started painting just different pieces of the frame purple. It's really up to you what you want to do with this part of it. Like, if you don't want color, you don't even have to paint it at all if you don't want to. I'm going to just paint parts of it also this light blue color. So just finishing it off so it all looks bright and cheerful. Next, we are going to take one ice cream cup from Dollarama. We're going to cut a strip of denim fabric to cover that. Then we're also going to cut a circle in that same denim, about 6.5 inches in diameter. And we're going to then cut little snips all the way around, about 1/4 of an inch long. And then we're going to start pulling those apart and just fraying at that denim. We did use a wire brush here. This is just a clay tool that I use just to kind of help fray those edges a bit. You can just pull those strings and then just kind of snip away any long pieces. Next, our strip of denim that we cut, we're going to attach that with some hot glue to one end of our cup and then just roll it nice and tight. Add another strip of hot glue, keeping it tight. Press it down firmly at the back there. And then just trim all the way around so you still have enough that you can tuck in around your edges though. And then trim off the back there nice and close. It's hot glue all around the inside of your cup. Tuck in your edges. At the top, we're going to add just a little bit of polyfill at the top. Trace a circle from another cup, the same cups. And then we're going to just cut out that circle with the same denim fabric, hot gluing down our edges of our circle, all the way around. Then add some hot glue all the way around our circle, and we're going to put that right on the top, kind of tucking it around our polyfill that we put there. Then we're going to add some hot glue all the way around the bottom of our cup. Place it right in the center of our circle. Flip it upside down, make a hole, and make some pie shapes to make a hole for our head for our gnome. Next, I just took this craft rope that I also got at Dollarama, and I took the purple and the white, and I'm just going to twist the two together, hot gluing at the back, and then twist it all up, wrapping it around the hat. Add some hot glue all the way around, and then attach at the back with hot glue. For the top, I'm just adding some hot glue all the way around, and I'm just going to add just a strip of just the white by itself. Just all the way around there. Next, we are going to take one styrofoam cone. This is 6 inches high, this one, a scrap piece of white fabric, and I'm just going to wrap it up so it covers the top of the cone is all I'm really worrying about right now. Then just trim off your extra. Then we're going to use this piece of denim. This is about 3.5 inches wide, and I'm just going to run a strip of hot glue along the top and hem it down. Then cut it so it is just enough to go around our gnome with a little extra to hot glue the end here down so it looks nice when we attach it at the back. Just hemming it together again. And then we are just hot gluing the bottom and pressing it down, folding it all underneath. Next, we are going to take this plaid fabric. I just got this from Walmart. I'm going to cut a piece that is about 9.5 by 4 inches. The piece that I cut off the end there, I'm just going to cut 2 strips on the ends here. This is just going to be for our folded over collar, so just make sure it's wide enough to make your collar. And then I'm going to take this white rope again, and we are just going to start adding it just to the very edge of our fabric all the way around with some hot glue. And then we're going to flip it over and do the same thing on the other side. And we're going to attach it just to the first piece of white rope that we had added out to the front side that's sticking out there kind of. So that when we fold over our collar here, we're just going to fold that over and attach it with some hot glue, just the corner at the top. Same thing on the other side, fold up your corner, attach with a little bit of hot glue. Find the middle of your coat, add some hot glue, attach right to the top of your cone there. Just add a little more hot glue at the front and pinch it together there. Next, we're going to take a 2.5 inch styrofoam ball. Just cut it right in half. Cut the very top off our cone just to make a flat surface. Add some hot glue, attach your styrofoam ball. Take one 4-inch faux fur, white faux fur square, and we're just going to cut it into a triangle shape just for our beard here. Turn it over, and I'm just going to make a spot now for our nose. Add a little E6000 to the back of a polymer clay nose is what I'm using. I'll leave a link in the description of how I made the nose previously. We're going to attach that right to that spot right in the middle of our faux fur beard there. I added a little pink mica powder to the top of it. And then I just added 3 little white dots. Next, we just put some hot glue right on the back of our white beard, and we're just attaching it to the bottom of our styrofoam ball now. Next, some hair foam rollers. These are 2 thinner ones I'm using for the arms, and we're going to cut those at about 4.5 inches long, removing the wire first and then cutting the foam. And then we're going to attach that to that same plaid fabric. So I just cut it so it is the same length. It's about 4.5 inches long as well. We're just going to add a strip of hot glue, add your foam roller, roll it up in your fabric. Strip of hot glue, add your foam roller, roll it up, and then you'll just trim off the extra at the end. Next, we're going to take those wires that we removed from our foam rollers, and I'm just going to cut off the 2 little loopy ends and then stick it back into the arms there, so that on the one end we only have about 1/2 inch sticking out, the other end has the long piece. Next, we're going to wrap some of that white rope just around the end of the one end that has the 1/2 inch piece sticking out. We're going to take the long piece of wire that's sticking out there now and pop it right in, right at where our beard ends basically, right under that. We're going to add our arms. Just poke it right into the ball and then add a little hot glue at the base of that and poke it right in. For our legs, we are using, again, some foam rollers. We're going to cut those at about 5 inches long and then removing our wires, rolling those up in some denim fabric. Again, cutting it so it's about the same length, or you can trim it after. It's really up to you. As you guys can see, I'm not picky about the way I do things. Sorry if that drives you crazy. So now we're just going to hot glue that, roll it up, trim off the extra, same way we did our arms. Hot glue it, roll it up. Finish with a strip of hot glue and trim off your extra. Trim off any extra little pieces that are sticking up. We're going to cut off our 2 little loops again. Those can really go flying, be careful. Put your wire back in, poking a little hot glue in there, of course, at the end to hold it in place. I should mention we did that with the arms as well. I don't think I mentioned that. Make sure you put some hot glue in there. Next, for our booties, I'm using these little plastic party favors from Dollar Tree. I don't often get to go to a Dollar Tree because I don't have one where I live, but we did get to go to one, so I do have a managed to pick up a couple pairs of these boots. I was so excited. So now I'm just adding some craft foam to the bottom of them, and we're just going to now wrap them in some purple minky fabric. This is about 2.5 inches wide, this fabric. So we're just going to add a little hot glue at the bottom and then just roll it up. Finish off with a strip of hot glue and then trim off your extra. Add a little dab of hot glue right at the top of the booty. Just tack it down. Hot glue all on the inside. Tack it down all on the inside. Making sure the booty or the leg fits in there. And then we're just going to add a little hot glue right at the front and pinch those two pieces together that wrapped around there. Again, add some hot glue on the inside and pop your leg back in. I again took some of that craft rope. It is a nice soft rope, so it's easy to work with. We're just going to cut off the ends, but it does tend to fray, so add a little hot glue right at the ends, then just spin it around when it cools off a bit. Little hot glue, add your booty, wrap it up, trim it off, glue it and tuck it. I do have videos on making booties if you guys want to watch that as well. It goes a little slower. We're going kind of fast today because there was a lot to cover. Again, just finishing off our rope there, some hot glue. Then add some hot glue to your booty and add your leg. Next, we're going to take our hat, turn it upside down, and just tack in all those little flaps that we'd cut before. And then add hot glue all around the edge and just pop it right on top of our gnome. Next, we're going to do his legs. For that, I'm going to poke them right into the very front of him. So I did use a knife just to poke through the denim first, and then just pop your wires right into that little hole. Add some hot glue right on the wires, as well as on the base of your foam roller there, and just press firmly and attach to the front of him. Next, we are going to take some polymer clay hands that I have made previously as well, and we're going to add some E6000 to the little end of the wire that's sticking out for his hands. And we're going to add some hot glue at the base as well and just poke those hands right onto that wire. So with some E6000 and some hot glue, and just poke it right on. And now I'm going to bend his arms and legs so that his arms can fit onto his handlebars. We're going to put his legs so they are on the pretend pedals that are there. There are no pedals, but we're pretending they are. So next we are going to take some E6000 again, put that right on his seat where we want him to sit, a little hot glue around that, and attach him firmly to his seat. Then a little E6000 on the handlebars again, attach his hands, same thing on the other hand, and then just hold firmly. Now for his basket, I'm going to use these spring flowers that I just picked up at Dollarama. These are nice little tiny ones. And I'm using this empty ribbon spool. We're going to take the top and the bottom off and just use the cardboard ring. And now again, some more craft rope. We used a lot of that in this project. So I'm just using the dark purple this time, and we're going to wrap it all around, covering this whole cardboard ring. Right till we get to the very top, just hot gluing and wrapping. It doesn't need to be perfect at the top because the flowers are going to cover up most of that anyway. And then you can see it just fits in there nice. So now I'm going to grab bunches of these flowers. So I have like one white, one purple, and one pink in each bundle. Doesn't have to be perfect, but that's what I'm going to try to kind of do. And then just attach with hot glue all along the inside of our cardboard ring here. Again, grabbing a bunch, filling in with extras if you've got extra hot glue sitting there. It's a little hot glue, grab your bunch of flowers and attach it. And just keep doing that all the way around. Filling in any extra little gaps where need be. Trim it off at the bottom so it's nice and flat. Next, we're going to take these craft circles from Dollarama. I'm going to paint it this dark purple color just so it matches the rest of our basket there. And then we're just going to attach it with some hot glue all along the bottom. Just finishes it nice. Put it in our little bike here, and there he is. Well, there he is. Our little gnome is all ready to go off for a ride with his beautiful flowers. He's looking pretty good. I'm really happy with how he turned out. You could easily change it up with the colors and the flowers to fit any decor. So let me know in the comments what you guys think of this tutorial. I love to hear from you guys. And if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss any more wonderful creations. And until next time, love to all.